ghostly greetings to everyone, I guess. This is my first ever stream. So today's agenda really is just to kind of rate some of my favorite things. So later on this will probably get turned into a YouTube video that I have to edit down. But for now, I am going to be talking about some of my favorite pieces of media, I guess. I'm using Topsters 3. And I guess I'll be starting with music. Alright. So I guess let's start with music first. So kind of my ideas for this music category is I want different artists for each spot, because I don't want this list to all just be crowded by just one artist. So I guess for music, let's go. An album that really speaks to me would probably be Because the Internet by one Childish Gambino. And it just has so much variety just in it, from more lyrically charged and witty rap songs like the final track, Life the Biggest Troll, or even braggadocious kind of track like Sweatpants. There's just so much to it. Then you also get his nice singing vocals on songs like Telegraph Ave, Shadows, the beginning portion. I love the beginning portion of Shadows. Pink Toes is a nice one. Earn, Flight of the Navigator, which I will admit did make me cry after a couple listens. It also just has one of my favorite songs of all time, 3005. And I know it's a super uber popular song, but to me it just speaks a lot to me, and I absolutely adore the music videos. And also I read the screenplay for this album. If you don't know, Because the Internet does have a screenplay that is connected to each song on the album, and I think it's just a genius piece of work. It's a genius multimedia piece of work that I absolutely adore. So I think it's on to the next spot on my list. And kind of as you may see, it's gonna be kind of a lot of hip hop albums in my rankings, because that's just primarily what I listen to. There will be other genres of music in here, but a majority of my favorite albums happen to be hip hop albums, as I think hip hop and rap take a certain lyrical mastery to make something really good and interesting. Yep, it's a personal preference thing, so it really does not matter. So on to the next one. Someone who's become the topic of discussion quite a bit as of late, even within the non-hip-hop realm, I think, is the legend himself, Kendrick Lamar. You've probably all heard of him. He's had a stellar last year. He even got a Super Bowl. So, which Kendrick Lamar album is my favorite? Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. Now, while not as big of a commercial success, they're just reflective album. An album that really, where he talks about who he is, I think is just so great. I think this might be the album that I put on here, because I feel like the reflective aspects of this album just truly speak to me in more ways than one. Just how deep and reflective this album is. From the opening track, United in Grief, it is it is beautiful all the way through. And genuinely, like listening to that album has brought me to tears on a multitude of different songs. Um, One that connects with me greatly is Father Time. The sample feature is just, it's ethereal. It is just another plane of just listening. I absolutely adore that song and the message it spreads. Then there's things like Count Me Out. Count Me Out is a banger, and it just like talks about his innermost like thoughts and kind of this idea that he loves when people just when they do count him out, when they think he's over, and he can prove them wrong. And I just that also is just another powerful song that really speaks to me. Um, Songs like Anti Diaries and Mother I Sober. I tear up whenever I listen to those songs because those are just like they're so hard hitting and they're so personal that I can't help but feel overwhelmed with emotions because of those. So yeah, I think it's got to be Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers as this kind of choice of the Kendrick album that I want to put in my favorites. Um, and that's great. Oh, hi. I didn't even realize you're in the chat. Sorry, I wasn't looking in the chat. Yeah, I am just talking about my favorite music artist. I'm actually gonna go down through all the different categories over here just to kind of help first time watchers kind of understand who I am and kind of what I like. You know. Sorry, I didn't think anyone was gonna show up. So yeah, thanks for dropping a comment, man, or chat in my chat in my chat. I appreciate that. Um, but yeah, this is just an album that really speaks to me. Um, I think another really big artist that I gotta put on here is the one and only Tyler the Creator. I know it's kind of like the popular answer, but I do think his best and my favorite album has got to be Igor. This album is just so like it's so much fun to listen to that I can't help but just love the hits on it. From Earthquake to like New Magic Wand, like Are We Still Friends, Gone Gone Thank You, like those are all just like absolutely phenomenal songs off that album. I mean, I personally love on all these albums. I love all the songs. I think another album that really is close to my heart, Twilight by Boa. The instrumentals are great. The probably like lead song on it or lead like big hit on it is Duvet, which also happens to be the opening for one of my favorite animes of all time, Serial Experiments Lane. Um, I guess my next album. What would my next album be? Oh, I guess I'll hop into some more R&B stuff. With Brent Faiyaz. Now he is someone that I have been following for so long, and it kind of makes me think which of his albums speaks to me the most. I think it's got to be. Funnily enough, I think it's his first album, um, Sonder Sun. This album to me is just so beautiful, talking about his younger years and like every single even the interludes on this album I can't get enough of because his sing voice is just it's so good. This man has some pipes. My personal favorite song on this album, maybe I should do that. Maybe I should have like a favorite song on each album, but I mean I've probably already said something like that, so I'll check the recording later for that. But my favorite song on this album is probably got to be First World Problems / Nobody Cares. Let's see who's next. I mean, I talked about Kendrick Lamar earlier, So let's talk about his cousin, the one and only Baby Keem. I think really there's no competition. As much as I like Baby Keem's other albums, just I don't think they stand up to the Melodic Blue. Like The Sound of Bad Habit and Die for My Bitch, great albums, you know. But they're no Melodic Blue. Um, favorite song off this album. I think there's plenty of just phenomenal songs off this album. I mean, I think it's the biggest song off this album. Family Ties with Kendrick Lamar is just that song is just so hype. And but also like songs like Coco with Don Toliver, it's such a vibe. 16 probably like just like I mean it's just a chill melodic song, which is like perfect for the name, and it's so good. Honestly, though, I think my favorite off this album might have to be Lost Souls with Brent Faiyaz, because that song is just so the Brent Faiyaz feature beautiful. The kind of outro end of the track, great, just like absolute, just great, and outro. I think the next artist that I want to put on here has got to be The Weeknd. Honestly, I think The Weeknd has made actually a plethora of good albums that really I think are awesome, and it's no wonder that he is like one of the biggest artists. He makes hits, and those hits are just so nice and catchy. My my favorite album actually might be his real big kind of breakout album. Um, Beauty Behind. Oh my God, Ability to Spell. Beauty Behind the Madness. Oh my God, my ability to spell, man. I am just illiterate, I guess. It's so like just catchy. There's so many songs on there, and like I remember listening to this album like back when it came out, and I just remember listening to all of these, all like the real big songs. The freaky ass song often is great. Earned It, also another kind of freaky song, um, from 50 Shades of Grey, but it's still like it's still a banger, still something I'm rocking. I mean, I want to say like other songs like Can't Feel My Face are great, you know. Prisoner featuring Lana Del Rey, like come on, that's just awesome. Can't Feel My Face, just a big hit off this album. Although I do gotta say, I think The Hills might be my favorite song off this album. Just like, just the like the production with like the just strong bass, like the strong 808s in the background. It's just like that's cool to me. Yeah, I think that's all I really have to say for this album. Like, it's just a fun listen throughout, and it goes from like, this kind of cool like this kind of like dark and kind of gritty sound to really freaky, which I think is really kind of funny. But really, it's like, I mean, I mess with that, you know. I'm listening to the freak music out here, I guess. So I guess it's on to the next artist, and that's got to be J. Cole. J. Cole is a phenomenal rapper, but as of late, due to the Kendrick and Drake beef and him dropping out of it, he has been getting just disrespected, which I think is not really that fair. And this might be a hot take like my favorite of his albums, but my favorite album of his is not 2014 Forest Hills Drive. And I know, you can just like, send me the hate for thinking that album is not his best work. Like, I will admit that album has lots of songs that I really like. January 28th, Wet Dreams, '03 Adolescence, No Role Models, Love Yours, like all great songs that I'm listening to, that they're on the playlist. But I really truthfully think that For Your Eyes Only is his best work to date. Like, I just truthfully do think that this is his best album. The jazz inspired beats, like, are just awesome, are just phenomenal. His rapping on songs like Change, Immortal, and arguably his best song in his entire catalog, For Your Eyes Only, are just are so hard hitting. And the things he talks about in this album, again, are just so deep and hard hitting. It's it speaks on such a real topic, and it's just it just makes me so sad to listen to it. But at the same time, I think it's important to listen to albums like that that do talk about real social and justice issues, you know? But there's just so many great songs off of this album. Obviously, I talked about it earlier, but For Your Eyes Only, the title track and the ending track, the storytelling in that song, and his rapping and just like flow is just so beautiful, and the message he's sending, just it almost brings me to tears, truthfully. um Not almost, it definitely does. But there's so many beautiful tracks on this album, and I don't really understand the hate this album initially got, like, saying that it was corny, but really, like, I think it's such a real and, true trill kind of album that really did not deserve the kind of hate that it got. And I think it really, like, it's kind of album that, when you listen to it, kind of speak to you in like a certain way, I guess, would be the way that I think about it. All right, so what album should I put in next? Oh, okay, I got the album. I got the album that I want to put up in here. The Scott Pilgrim versus the World movie, like, album, or like the soundtrack. It it's so great. Like the kind of garage rock album that Sex Bomb brings, and then songs from like Beck, like from like who is it? Who's on that album? It's been a little while since I've listened to this album in full. Who sang that song? Plumtree. That's right. Plumtree's song Scott Pilgrim is just such a banger. The guitars, everything on this album, to me, is just so great. I mean, even like the Rolling Stones song Under My Thumb, like it's just such a banger. It's so great to just listen to. Okay, I think my favorite. I think I know my favorite. I think my favorite has to be Black Sheep by Metric. Like, I know it's kind of a cop out because it's like the like kind of Scott Pilgrim song, but oh my god, is that song just like phenomenal? Like, just my goodness. And what is her name? I'm forgetting her name. Oh no. Oh no no no. Oh, Brie Larson. Brie Larson as Envy Adams singing that song. That is just so. It's just so much fun. It's so much fun, and it sounds great. And I can't lie that it's so just awesome. It's awesome. I don't know what else to say. I'm in lesbians with this album. You know, that is that is what I gotta say about it. Next up, it's got. I don't know if this is like a controversial like kind of thing, because I guess this maybe is something that I'm a little more ignorant in, because I'm well aware of the just absolutely terrible things that this guy is doing. But Kanye West. What I do gotta say is my favorite is probably not the like kind of more consensus favorite My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. And honestly, this is kind of my hot take. I think that album's kind of overrated. I'm not gonna lie. I can't deny that that album has so many bangers, and like, he's talking his shit. But it's not. I don't think it's nearly as good as the college trilogy. This also might be another take. I think the best of the trilogy is not Graduation. I think it's the College Dropout. Like, I think that is the best of of what the trilogy has to offer, truthfully. From the intro to the end, just even like the weaker songs still just are just fun, and he's such witty lines on it, you know, from like great songs like Family Business and Last Call. Though, like, the ending tracks are so great. Like, those are great. The beginning, We Don't Care, phenomenal. Probably one of the biggest songs off that album, All Falls Down. Beautiful. Just the way he talks about such real things, you know, in his songs. From stuff like Spaceship and Jesus Walks. Just everything on this album speaks to me. But for a favorite song, it's got to be All Falls Down. Like, I don't think there's any contender in my mind of a better song on that album. Like, just this, what's her name? Selena Johnson. Her singing, great. Just great. His bars, great. And I can't help but love it, even regardless of the kind of terrible things that Kanye West has been doing as of late, or as of like just how things are now. Yeah, I think that's all I really have to say about that album. It's time to get performative up in here. I gotta be the performative male out here, and it's gotta be my boy Frank Ocean. I mean, Frank, man. What more is there to even say about the greatness that is Frank Ocean? And I know what you're thinking, like Glaze, Frank Ocean Glaze. But nah, man, like, he just makes such phenomenal music. I think Blonde is genuinely just like a step up. It is just Channel Orange, just evolved to a higher degree. His vocals are awesome. He started playing around with the vocal effects, like on like the beginning track, Nikes. He got like amazing background vocals. Like, what is it? I think it's like Beyonce on, like, what is it? Ivy, Pink and White, whatever it is. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. You know, you know, like, and I think it's just like a step more, a step further into an introspective angle for him, really. With songs like Solo, with songs like White Ferrari, beautiful, beautiful song. Siegfried, I know, like, he's just such raw vocals on that song, and the guitar and just the beat, it's just so awesome. Although, I think my favorite off this album has kind of got to be Nights. That Nights, the beat switch in Nights is genuinely just ethereal. It is, it has me floating out here. It has me floating, and I'm a ghost. It's having me go back to the afterlife. And it's just such a beautiful sounding, like, song, and the beat switch being exactly halfway through the runtime of the album, it's just beautiful. Just a beautiful little detail. Genuinely, Like low key, it kind of makes me tear up listening to that song. And it's not even like a super super sad song. It's just that song is just so beautiful. Honestly, I think a another album, kind of a switch up from like kind of what I'm putting on here, like all kind of like this rap R&B kind of music. But still, it's just a phenomenal album that I cannot get enough of. Demon Days by the Gorillaz. This album sound is just so so good. From like the big hit like Feel Good Inc., Dare. There's just such grooves. Feel Good Inc. with De La Soul, and that kind of hook and like the vocal, like the vocal effects on it. It's so cool. The kind of like poppiness of Dare is so much fun. Kids with Guns, Dirty Harry, just a sick, just like beat of a song. This album is just like it's next level, you know. Like what is there not to love about this album? From absolutely like great features to great sounding like vocals and just like instrumentals and beats. Like I can't help but just smile thinking about how like kind of just groovy this album is. Oh yeah, I need a favorite. I mean, the favorite has kind of got to be, Feel Good Inc. Another, yeah, I know. I keep choosing the most popular songs, but I mean, come on, they're popular for a reason out here. The next album that I want to put up on here, Man on the Moon, by the one and only Kid Cudi. I feel like really this album really paved the way for the more introspective albums that I really enjoy. Just the songs on this album not only have a very unique sound, but also talk about super serious topics. Well, maybe not about like big social, issues. They talk about, his own struggles. Songs like Soundtrack to My Life, a super upbeat sounding song that is very chill, but has really chilling lyrics. They're really just like really chilling and depressing lyrics, but with such an upbeat sound to them. So, I mean, it also has his biggest hit, Day and Night, which I mean, like, I like the song. It's certainly a banger. You know, it's certainly a banger. The theming of this album is great. Like there's just so much to it, and I feel like there's a lot to this album that, well, maybe not like super up to interpretation. Like you can get a lot of different things out of this album, and this album definitely, did speak to me. Yeah, it's such a phenomenal album, and I think the number one track on this album for me has got to be Soundtrack to My Life. Just as I explained earlier, like just the dichotomy between the depressing, chilling lyrics and the upbeatness of like the chorus and the background instrumentals and beats is just it's so good and chilling. It's just phenomenal. But yeah, speaking of Kid Cudi, that made me think of who Kid Cudi inspired, and that has got to be my boy Travis Scott. And I know, I mean, because of the Astroworld stuff, we're kind of on the fence about him, but I cannot deny that he just makes really good sounding music. Good, really good sounding trap music that is really just kind of out there. And I do think Rodeo is his best work. Rodeo is just on another level for me. I think it truly does have his best sounding songs, and probably some of his best, like, rapping, I guess. I mean, and just has lots of bangers, from Nightcrawler, Antidote, 902, 90210, the Fantastic Four theme. If there's one thing Travis Scott can do, he can make a good sounding album. You know, he makes good sounding beats. You know, there's so much from like Maria. I'm genuinely kind of at a loss for what maybe my favorite song on this album. I think for me, it's like a three-way tie between "Oh My Decide" with Quavo, 90210 with Casey Hill, and then Maria I'm Drunk with Justin Bieber and Young Thug, who also I guess all three of those guys are kind of contentious nowadays, from what kind of I see on the internet. But I mean, you know, let me know in the comments. But yeah, I think my favorite right now at the current moment has to be Maria I'm Drunk. I'd say just the beginning is so melodic and cool, and then switching into like such a nice mixture of Young Thug, Travis Scott, and Justin Bieber, who I did not expect to fit on this song, but who fully embraces it. I think is great. Yeah, just another great album. Okay, this one might be a little bit of a weird pick. Oh, actually, no. I just thought of two albums that I want to put on. But I think one that I definitely have to put on, just so I don't forget, is Lovesick by the one and only Don Toliver, which this album has low-key been popping off lately because, I mean, if you've been online, and maybe you watch like edits, you've probably seen an edit with no poll, you know, mixed into some kind of song, whether it be like Hotline Bling, Where Have You Been, you know, just literally, people are remixing No Poll with every song it's like possible. People are remixing No Poll with No Poll. Like, come on, man. But there's just so many good songs on this album that I think are just such vibes. I mean, Bus Stop with my boy Brent Faiyaz is great. I think it low key though might have to be Private Landing. Again, Justin Bieber feature that I wasn't expecting to really like work, but really did. And Future, like, you know, just he's a vibe on this song, you know, and just like it's catchy, it's nice, the beat is nice, like phenomenal album that is just really catchy. It's really catchy and really just nice to listen to. I know another one. The miseducation of Lord. Oh my God, Lord hell. This is just such a this is a just classic album. Like it's so just good sounding. Like from like X Factor to the main hit Doo Wop, you know, Bad Things. It's just awesome. And the things it talks about, again, like I know, lots of conscious rap on this list, or conscious like albums, but like really, I really find that to be the most endearing thing an album can do, in my opinion, is to talk about something real or introspective. But there's just so many bangers, and Lauryn Hill has an amazing singing voice and can rap really well too. So it's like, what? Well, you know, what is there to hate on this album? You know? And it's just, again, I know I keep saying this, but this is just another just smooth, you know, album that kind of has a little bit of jazz inspiration to it. But like, I'm not mad at that. I could never be mad at a jazz inspired album. So yeah, for sure, Lauryn Hill, Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, is just next level again. And for my favorite off of this, I actually think that it's gonna be X Factor, cause like her vocals on that is great, you know, and just like the mellow beat in the background is just so nice. Hey y'all, editing Spectral here. So I'm an idiot and I accidentally pressed my mute button while I was streaming. So I'll just give you a quick little breakdown of what the 3 albums that are missing from this portion of the video are. Alright, so the first album that we missed was We Don't Trust You by Future and Metro Boomin, where my favorite song off that album was Like That featuring Kendrick Lamar. The next album that I missed after I muted was French Exit by the one and only TV Girl, where my favorite song off that album was Louise. And finally, the last album that I missed when my recording muted was Ruby by Jenny, where my favorite song off that album was Damn Right, featuring Childish Gambino and Kali Uchis. And that's all I missed. On to the next. Oh, uh-oh. When did I mute? Uh-oh. I feel so stupid. Oh my god. VTubers versus Scuff moment. Oh my goodness. That is just I'm disappointed in myself. My god. So let's see. What do I want my next album to be? You know what? I think this is an album that deserves a spot on the list. Saturation 2. And I know. Saturation 1 and 3 are great as well. But Saturation 2 probably has the songs that I'm listening to on repeat the most. You know? I mean, songs like Queer, Sweet, Summer, you know, Tokyo, you know, Teeth, you know. Low-key, I miss Brockhampton. They were a phenomenal group, and putting out 3 just banger albums back to back to back like that is a feat that I can just not believe happened. But like, just banger projects, you know, in such a short amount of time, phenomenal, you know. Just great, just great album. But I truthfully think that my favorite... Okay, actually, I should probably talk about why I like this album so much. Rapping, great. Production, phenomenal. Great sounding. Singing, you know, they're always going to be on point with the singing for Brockhampton, you know. They got that kind of high-pitched vocals. Awesome. Just great. It's such a great sounding album. It's such a vibe. You know, you know, so many songs can be put on repeat. But I think this song, funnily enough, for a very funny reason, that I'm listening to the most has got to be their song Queer. And that is because I don't know if you guys have seen this video, but there's a video on TikTok. I'm so sorry, I don't remember what the guy's name is, but someone made a Gigi Moodin parody, Gigi Moodin Hololive parody of the song Queer, and I have because of that song, of that parody, I have been bumping Queer so much. But honestly, I'm bumping this whole album a pretty decent amount. Oh, I mean, yeah, as I said, I'm bumping all these albums, you know, pretty often out here. Next up. You know what? I've been thinking about it. I think it deserves a spot on the list. The Evangelion soundtrack. Along with how good the show is, the music is phenomenal. Cool Angel's Thesis, one of the best anime openings of all time. Fly Me to the Moon, very sad that they don't have it on Netflix, you know, as the ending song. It's just such a banger. It's such a banger. And I'm a big Frank Sinatra fan, so like to hear that, great. But like, yeah, man, like this album's great. Great album that I do be rocking. It is on my playlist. Ooh, this kind of reminds me. Speaking of this is now getting into the more nerdy territory of music that I listen to. Persona 5. Like, this soundtrack is just such a vibe, and I absolutely adore the game. So it's like, no duh that this is gonna be my like kind of favorite love song out there. And then Lynn just Lynn. Oh my god, I gotta stop swearing. Lynn's like vocals great, you know? From like Wake Up, Get Up, Get Out There, I think it's called. Life Will Change, you know, Beneath the Mask. It's such just a chill instrumental. Last Surprise is like the Persona song. Just everything. Even the like background music, background soundtrack is just such a banger. And maybe that makes me a big ass nerd for listening to like just the background music of video games, but like, you know, what do I care? Yeah, this is just such a great soundtrack. I mean, it's a massive soundtrack. Like, there's so much just to listen to, but like, I mean, it's a game soundtrack, so there's lots of music to just vibe to, and everything's just a vibe, you know. Like, it's kind of got that like, is it jazz? Is it like kind of jazzy? Yeah, I'd say so. Like the chill jazz to the more intense like fight music, like it's all great. It's all great. I think my favorite though has got to be Beneath the Mask though. Even though I know that like Last Surprise is the Persona song, Beneath the Mask is just instrumental, catchy. The just Lynn's just nice vocals, just so like it's just such a vibe, such a chill album to listen to. Sometimes I'll just put it on the background when I'm doing other things, you know. I think another album that might go on here, just because I'm thinking about like J-pop and all that, is got to be the Myth and Royd album. I don't remember what it's called. This one. Yeah. Oh yeah. Museum the best of Myth and Royd. I mean I know it's kind of like a best of album, but like this is kind of like probably one of my favorite J-pop. What are they? A band? I mean they're a duo, but like what are they? Like a band, I guess. Yeah. I mean I know it's a compilation of like all their best songs, but like come on, it's so good. Like what is it? Paradoxon. Is great. I'm pretty sure that's the opening to Overlord, if I'm not mistaken. No, isn't the opening to Overlord Veracity? I think it's Veracity's the opening. But like, every song has that kind of like electric, kind of electronic vibe to it, but also has like just. I mean, some of them have like that more rock theme to them, but like the mixture of that electronic, but also that heavy kind of rock ish vibe that they have together, or that the tracks on this compilation have is just so. It's such a vibe. It's such a vibe to listen to, honestly. Um, I mean, I think for a favorite song, I think it might have to be Paradisus Paradoxum. I think that is probably my favorite song off this album. It's just, you know, the electronic sound to it and the vocals are just so much fun. I'm pretty sure that song is an opening, but I just don't know what anime opening that is. But I might look it up later, or if you want to comment and letting me know. Also, letting me know that you made it this far into the video to see what I'm asking you. um, yeah. So now we're in the final two slots. I think another one that I think I gotta put on here is gotta be. All right, this is now we're getting back more into like what I'm regularly kind of shown to be into. Heroes and Villains by Metro Boomin. It's just a banger of an album, you know. Metro is pretty good at his job making and producing, pretty, really solid beats, from like on time and the transitions in this album are clean. They're so clean. On time into superhero with Future's just hard, just like that. It's kind of hard hitting like flow on that song. Too Many Nights with Don T. That's another banger. Trance Travis Scott and Young Thug. Feel the Fire with A$AP Rocky and Offset, I believe, is another just great one. That's another great one. And this album just, it sounds good. Um, it's just a great sounding album. It has bangers to it. And it also has just kind of chill songs. I love the Don Toliver song. Yeah. Which actually makes me think. I think actually my favorite off this album might be "Around Me" by Don Toliver. That song is such a vibe, and Don Toliver's vocals are always gonna be on point. So, you know, I can never be too upset at some Don Toliver vocals. And now we're gonna be on to the last album that is gonna kind of take up this last spot. Some honorable mentions that I'll give for now, who I think definitely could take this last spot, but I don't think will. Are I think it's "This Old Dog" by Mac DeMarco. That is just a great. I also think that "The Slow Rush" by Tame Impala deserves a shout out. That's a great album. Um, you know what? I think I got it. I think I know what I want this last one to be, and that is the one and only MF Doom. Rest in peace to an absolute legend. Mad Villainy. Yeah, it's Mad Villain, but I mean, come on, MF Doom. MF Doom and Madlib. But Mad Villainy is just such a perfect album in my eyes. The production is so unique. You know, Madlib's always going to do a great job. MF Doom is always going to have his unique style. And he's always going to, be rapping his heart out, it's good. It's such a good album. It's the perfect mixture of sound and like a great sound and a just great lyrical content and great like vocal sounds. And I think my favorite song off this album has got to be, probably the most popular one, All Caps, man. It's such a great song, and it's so iconic at this point that I can't help but smile and love it whenever I hear it. All right, that is essentially my favorite albums. I hope this video or stream, however you're watching, let you know a little more about me as a person and as a VTuber. If you like any of these songs, or if you haven't listened to them and want to give them a listen, let me know in the comments. If you like the albums, if you think I made the right decision for each artist, please tell me. If you think that my take that College Dropout is Kanye's best work, go ahead, tell me. I'm completely open to suggestions on all that. And then, sorry. Yeah, I think that's it for today. Wanted to put something out there that just let you guys know who I am. Alright. Maybe I should script this out better instead of just doing it freestyling. But nah, who needs a script? Thanks for watching. Just please remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content. Sorry I didn't make too many jokes. Next time I will try to remember that. Tell me if you liked my rankings or not. Tell me if you think I'm a stupid, dumb idiot, or if my takes are at least somewhat valid. And thank you for watching.